um, have a recap of our retreat. So I think most of you know that we just got done with our Rocky Mountain retreat um, in Breckenridge, and it was amazing. And so we've got some of the people that were there. I don't think everybody that was there is able to tune in tonight, but some of the people that were there are going to just give us some of their takeaways from the weekend. And so I'm going to just go ahead and pick somebody that I see. Let me see who Kay, do you want to go ahead and share first?
She said she's eating. We should let her finish eating.
All right. What about Alicia? Are you ready to share? Okay, I'm just going to ask for a volunteer then. Who wants to share their biggest takeaway?
Hey guys, sorry. I'm trying to like rock the kids and like get them to bed. My husband is out of town for the rest of the week. So I'm going back into that full on mama mode after the weekend. I don't know if you can see me. Hold on. I'm going to turn on a lamp because after this weekend, I'm not afraid to show everybody my face. So hold on a second. Okay, that's a little bit better. Come here. My biggest takeaway, honestly, going into this weekend or last weekend, whatever, I was really nervous because I've always been that type of person, like, oh my gosh, what if nobody lives? Oh, sorry guys. Oh. Okay, so
that's my life right there. If it's not the kids, it's the
where
dog.
I've been so afraid of people not liking me, so it's been really easy to hide behind the computer screen. And just getting to know everybody on a personal level, outside of the plexus thing, like getting to know everybody's hearts and all of that, that meant a lot. And it recharged me as a person, and it really solidified for me to feel and know that I am in the right place, honestly. So that was mine.
Thank you, Alicia. That is real life right there. Kids and dogs. We all deal with that. So thank you so much for sharing. And it was great getting to know you. Who else wants to share?
I'll share. Hi, everyone. So this weekend was absolutely incredible. It was probably more of a shock to me how incredible it was, because I've been on different retreats and different things like that. But I don't think I've ever come away from something with so much just awe in my heart. I think the most incredible part was coming away with just I'm gonna cry. Just coming away with the really being able to see the heart of Aaron and Brooke and Wesley, and just how incredible of women of God and just servants they are to each of us. I mean, it was just humbling to me to see that these women that we look up to, that we aspire to be like, or whatever, have the most genuine hearts and the sweetest hearts and compassionate hearts to lead and to be real. And I would say probably, just seeing Aaron's heart for just service and just, taking care of everyone was so moving. Having, Brooke's heart for just, fun and the Enneagram stuff and the passion she had with that, and just the excitement, and, with Wes, like just the genuine love and the way she talks to people, the way she listens, incredible. And Angie, I've known for a while, and so for her, like, she's always inspiring to just be someone to just want to follow after, and just. But it was cool too, like even knowing, like finding out a little bit more about Angie this weekend was really neat too, and just you know, like Alicia said, like kind of getting in everybody's space a little bit more and understanding everybody's hearts. So I would say that's probably my biggest takeaway was just really being able to be in the space of these people that you love and respect even more now. And then the last thing would just be um, just everyone's hearts for God, everyone's hearts to love each other and to dig deep into what God is doing in each other's lives and what God's doing on what God's putting in our hearts, and just being able to spend this time with incredible godly women that surprised me by wanting to worship so long. So I was blown away by that and blessed by that more than I think you guys realize. So thanks.
Oh my goodness, you're making us all cry. Thank you so much for sharing that. I like your sweatshirt. Um, yay. And thank you for moving us and inspiring us. That was worship on Sunday was amazing. So thank you for sharing your talents. We really appreciate that. Who else wants to share?
I'm done eating, so I can share now. Sorry, I was not at my best game there, but I would just like to say that I'm not sure I had one takeaway. I had many takeaways. Probably the best thing about the whole weekend was getting to meet everyone that was there and seeing their hearts and seeing a common goal and seeing God through everyone. I think everybody was a little, when we came in, we just, we didn't know each other. And by the time we left, I felt like everybody had a very great respect for one another. And if it wasn't for this Plexus, then I would not have gotten to meet all of you. And Wesley and Brooke and Aaron and Angie, really cool to see everybody in the same place, to hear your stories and care so much about us. So that's it.
Thank you, Kay. So Kay, we played a game as a icebreaker during the retreat, and it was 2 truths and a lie. And poor Kay just couldn't lie; she had to give us 3 truths. So I will always remember that about Kay. Who else is on that wants to tell us about their weekend?
I will go ahead and go. I just have to say I love that about Kay. That was probably like the funniest thing I had witnessed. She just really couldn't lie. It was really funny. I don't have a favorite moment because every single thing, I'm gonna cry. Every single thing that I learned from you guys was above and beyond any expectation I could ever have. And it wasn't just that I learned about the business, I learned a ton about myself and about these people that were on this journey with me. If you would have told me a year ago I would be meeting these people and laughing and smiling and having a good time and going out of my way to tell people about Plexus, I would have told you were crazy, because I didn't ever want to leave my house. I didn't ever want to do anything other than be alone. I enjoyed time with my family, and I enjoyed time with the little group of friends that I have, but I would have never gone out of my way to go to this retreat. So the fact that I learned a little bit more about who I am and what I enjoyed was probably my most favorite part, but that was through the entire trip. I mean, even on the way home, girls were pushing me to go out of my way to talk to somebody at a gas station. And that was mind-blowing to me that somebody, well, actually it was 3 people, pushed me to do something out of my comfort zone, and it was probably the best thing. But business-wise, I learned that I need to stop overthinking and stop trying to work off of numbers because I really need like a step 1, 2, and 3 on how to get to where I need to be. And that's hard for me to take that away. So what I learned was I need to just not take my fire away, but I need to settle down a little bit on the exact steps to get to where I want to be, because there's not a step to get to where you want to be. You just need to follow and trust God and understand that everything is going to happen the way it needs to happen. And then I need to open up a little bit more, be more vulnerable about who I am and what I'm wanting out of life. And I think people will connect with me a little bit better. So that's what I learned.
I so enjoyed getting to know you this past weekend. Thank you for sharing, Kristen. Who else is on here and would like to tell us about their weekend?
I guess I'll go since no one's speaking up. First of all, Comas and I didn't really have a system until about a month ago. And we started working on ourselves, just like personal development. It all started with the Bob Helig of Recharge Your Downline or something like that. And then the accountability group started about that time too. So we realized, I don't know if we kind of clicked at the same time, that we're like, we need a system because we're not growing our team the way we should. And luckily we rode with Michelle. And Michelle had us listen to a book and some Bob Helig videos on the way. And so like we were doing growth all the way out to Colorado. And then I just wanted to say, like, I knew I had only met Jane, Comas, and Brooke before this trip. And everybody is just as genuine and sweet and wholehearted as they are online. So that was just a huge blessing because, like, you know, sometimes when you meet people online, you don't always get what you see. So everybody was amazing. Everybody was welcoming. We all found out that everybody has their strengths and we work better as a team. We learned a lot about one another. We even had to talk about pride and ego and how that stands in our way sometimes. And just being vulnerable so that way people can actually see what type of person we are through our network. Because a big part that people forget in network marketing is to actually network and create relationships. And sometimes we put so much focus on getting the sale or telling, you know, thinking that this is what they need in their life, that we forget that there's like another person on the other end of the line. If we're not like meeting them in public or, you know, meeting them in person. So I don't know, we just had a lot of, I just feel like it wasn't just focused on the products or the business. It was focused on relationships and personal growth and putting yourself outside your comfort zone. We each got paired up with new roommates that maybe we wouldn't have picked for ourselves. And so that made us go a little bit outside of our comfort zone. In our bathroom, we had windows with no blinds or curtains. And so that's a little bit outside of my comfort zone, showering with the windows wide open. So I don't know, like there was so many things. I tried to write down what all I learned. And like I said, I just really enjoyed the trip out there with Michelle writing and just like the stuff that she had us plugged into way back as well. So one of Comas's and I's biggest takeaway, we haven't met since the trip, but we have agreed that we need to tap into Brooke and figure out a system that we need to put in place. So that way we can help the people that we do have on our team, we can help them more. And then we can, you know, share the products in a better way.
I still can't believe that I hadn't met you before this. Like, I really thought that I had, but thank you so much, or it seemed like I had. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. You talked about ego and pride. One thing that Brooke brought up during the retreat, somebody said, well, it was Kristen. Kristen said, I don't have pride. I'm not prideful.
And Brooke said, okay, when someone takes a picture and you're in it, who's the first person you look at when you look at that picture? Like, and obvious. Okay, I'll say when I look at a picture with me in it, I'm looking at myself, right? I'm wanting to know, do I look okay? Whatever. So, I think a lot of us have more pride and ego than we realize. So
That was like, I'm sorry. That was like when I was standing there and we had just taken a picture, Brooke goes, okay, who's the first person you looked at in that photo? And it was like a gut punch. It was like, holy crap, I'm egocentric. Like, oh my gosh, I look at myself every time. So yeah,
I'd like to point out that it was a Jesus throat punch, not a gut punch. It was a Jesus throat.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It was like, yeah, I needed to wake up. I had no idea how much I focused on myself. Yeah.
all right. Who else is going to share with us? Megan, you said you were going to cry, but it's okay if you cry.
I'll go if that's okay.
Please.
So I don't have just, like one thing or three things. There were a lot of different things, and I'm gonna probably cry too, but I only had met a few of you at convention, and of course I've known Jane for 4 years, but it was really nice that like Megan was my roomie, and we meet all of you and talk to you individually and as a group. And one thing that I didn't agree with my number on the Enneagram, and then when I first did it, and then when I went back and looked at it, I think I was like in a different frame of mind, and I'm like, yeah, that is really just having that kind of growth. I don't know, I just feel like with Plexus and the people that I'm meeting and involved with, I feel like I'm just having a lot of personal growth with that. And I don't know, I'm just like super blessed that I was able to go, because I didn't think I was going to. And I have 4 jobs that I work, and just everything opened up for that weekend for me to be able to come. And I don't know, I'm just super grateful, and I love you all. And the love in the room is just beyond incredible to me. So that's what I wanted to say.
And we love you too. So it sounds like it was a total God thing that you got to come. I mean, that everything just worked out. So I'm so thankful that you were there. Yeah. So who else? Sarah said she wants to know everyone's, I think it was Sarah. Yeah. Enneagram numbers. I'm a number 2. It took me forever to figure myself out, but I'm a number 2. Who else wants to share? Megan? I think you said you were going next, right?
Do you hear me? Are you guys on there?
I can hear you now.
Okay. So some of you guys know that I almost didn't go because of my back issues. Literally like a week and a half ago, I couldn't walk. I had such numbness in my legs, I couldn't even walk, which goes back to how I was, 3 years ago before I started Plexus. And I'm so glad that I sucked it up and I went, because I had such a beautiful weekend. I felt like I was able to connect more with God on this journey, because the women in this house, guys, I can't even tell you how beautiful these women are. And Pat, I mean, sorry, I'm crying like a baby. But seriously, I needed this weekend so badly, and I didn't even realize it. just the friendships and the love and the prayer. Guys, this is like just the real deal. And I came home, and first I took a muscle relaxer because the trip wiped me out. And then, after I hugged my kids and everything, and I just, kind of sobbed as I held them because I feel so much more blessed as a mom, as a woman, being around everybody. And then I opened up to my husband today about everything, and I was just bawling, and I told him, I was in the mountains, and just the scenery that we had in Breckenridge, and listening to the conversations inside, and listening to Bethany spread the word. I just felt so much closer to God on this trip, you guys. I'm not even gonna ugly cry, I'm sorry. But you guys, I needed this so badly for my heart and for my soul, and I just can't thank you guys enough for this. I seriously, I'm gonna just keep blabbering because I'm just like, I'm a mess. But guys, this retreat meant so much to me, and I just love you all. You guys, your hearts are all in the right place, and it's so beautiful to see so many people gathering together to love each other, to pray with each other. Gosh, you guys, we are so blessed with this team, and you all blessed me so much, and I mean, it was just amazing. So thank you all for the wonderful weekend, and I'm seriously a huge mess. And Jane Jones, really quick, thank you. I don't know if you're on here or not, but thank you for talking me into the escape room thing, because if y'all want a team building activity, you guys need to go to an escape room together. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So anyway, yeah, that was my takeaway, because guys, this weekend rocked my world, and I can't even thank you guys enough. So I love you all.
I don't even know what I can say about that. Megan, we love you. I love you. You bless each one of us. And I'm so thankful that you came on this trip. So that is, I can't say anything more. I'm gonna cry more than I already am. So who is next?
Okay, so I know that we all see everyone doing this, and we constantly hear that anybody is capable of doing this. And I think this weekend was kind of just one of those solid POWs that really anyone is capable of doing this. We have stay-at-home mamas, we have nurse practitioners, we get pharmacists. It's every walk of life, literally, farmers, you name it, that were there this weekend, that took the time out to just sit there and dive into themselves in a capacity that sometimes is just so mind-blowing. You don't realize how much you need it. You don't realize like what you've been missing out on. And the other big thing that I always get from this is just, y'all, this was a group of 25 people with one guy in that, and everybody got along. And that alone is just so welcoming. There wasn't this crazy, I'm better than you, you're better than me kind of attitude. There wasn't the weird drama that women can cause, because, well, we do. We were just one big family. We accepted each other. We loved on each other. We hugged each other, even Aaron. And we cried with one another. And that alone is just, yeah, it's amazing. And I love going to these, because you not only learn something new about the people that you see all the time, but you also learn so much more about yourself and what you're capable of, and that you can be standing up there with Brooke and Aaron and Wesley and Angie, leading a group of people doing the exact same thing, because anybody can be there.
I love that. Thank you, Christina. Yeah. I mean, the four of us that did this retreat, like all of us are such different people, and that was definitely something that I hope people got out of this. Like, anybody is capable. You can be successful regardless of your personality type, your Enneagram, if you're outgoing or not, introverted, extroverted. You can do this. So, thank you, Christina. Trying to see who else is on here that hasn't spoke up yet. Jill or Tina, are you guys wanting to tell us your takeaways? I think that's the only ones that are left aside from the hosts. If not, it has
Stacy's
been
on here
30
too.
minutes. Oh, go ahead. What'd you say?
Okay, I will go.
I missed your
don't
name. I'm
think-
sorry.
That's okay. I feel like I don't have a whole lot to say after what everyone said. I just want to say I second that and third and fourth that. There was just a lot of love. It was pretty awesome. I'm really glad that I got to go, and awesome that I got to meet new people, and I came home recharged, and I got to have some really awesome conversations with some amazing people, people that I consider leaders, and really that are even not even high ranks, but just like a leader for me, giving me guidance and helping me. And the ride home with Janine was awesome. She kind of helped me see some things just right at the end before I jumped out to get in my own car. Like, wow, I needed to hear that. So from the very beginning, from like when we left town till we got back, it was just awesome. It was learning, and I'm so glad I got to go. So thank you.
I don't have much
Thank
more to
you.
add
I'm glad you came.
either. Hey, Wesley. I don't have much more to add to follow up either. I just really loved, my favorite part was just really being around all four of you guys, Wesley, Brooke, Angie, and Aaron, and seeing how real you were and the differences in your guys' personality and how you work together so well as a team. Because that's awesome. I feel like that's a lot of what I deal with on my team, is a lot of different personalities. And it was just so nice and encouraging to see that, not only with you guys, but with everybody. So I loved that part. So thank you guys so much for being real and bringing us all together. It was amazing.
Thank you. Okay, so it has been 30 minutes. So unless Aaron or Angie has anything to say, I think we're probably going to go ahead and call it.
Yeah,
Michelle,
the only thing I have to say, I don't really have anything to add. I totally agree with Megan. I needed this weekend more than anybody did. I am back in the swing of things with a complete attitude change, and it was super, super cool to see like how supported we all are in this through each other. But really, I just want to say thank you so much to those of you who took the time to make it, because I know we all have our lives, and we have jobs and kids and all sorts of obligations and commitments. And so thank you so much for giving us your time.
and I'll just add to that, thank you so much for investing in yourself. Like, that's really, yeah, that's huge.
And it's funny, that was the only thing I was going to say too, is that, you can have all the best laid plans and all the things, but none of that magic happens if the people don't show up. So you guys showing up and taking time out of your busy schedule, and you have no idea, you think that you've been blessed, but you have no idea that we've been blessed. Literally, like, I think you guys all think whatever you got was good. Like, what I got was really good. So you blessed me and all of us by showing up, and that's what made the magic happen. So it was our pleasure to do this for you. And yeah, my cup is full. It's overflowing. I don't even have words for it, and that's unusual for me.
All right. Well, I guess that is it. Thank you guys for hopping on. Thank you all that came for coming, and it was amazing.